Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to talk about saving the world and having fun, because it occurs to me that's exactly what MGTOW are doing. But first, let me say thank you to everybody who's been stopping by, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, even donating. I appreciate it. I really appreciate the subscribers, so go ahead, click on the subscribe button, click on the notify button, the bell next to the subscribe button, because it'll send you large pictures of my thumbnails to your email. And I make great thumbnails. Okay, so what do I mean? Having fun and saving the world at the same time. Because here's the thing. Here, let me tell you, okay? My previous video, which was a review of Dear White People, okay? Where I basically said, sick and tired of white people being called racists for institutional racism when we've actually had a black president and, we've done everything we could to deal with the situation. And now it's a situation of, it's a question of personal responsibility, okay? Well, for saying that, I was called a racist, okay? Another thing that occurs to me that I just saw that was very interesting is people trying to shame Donald Trump. Yes, it's that section of the video, the Donald Trump, where I talk about Donald Trump. They're trying to shame him for trying to get things done, and for moving forward. And it's not just the media, it's the other politicians too. It's the whole establishment. And this is how they work. They don't perform results. They don't do things. They don't get things done. That's too dangerous. What they do is they just, hang back, wait for real men, MGTOW, red pill men, to step forward, and to try to get some work done, and then they shame them. You know what I mean? Then they call them a racist. Then they call them a homophobe. Then they call them a bigot. Then they call them an Islamophobe. Whatever, right? So it's all these men finding fault with other men. And it's a female way of interacting with the world. It's complaining, it's bitching, and it's finding fault with others, and then trying to use that as some sort of a justification for you getting free stuff. Yeah, I actually had somebody saying to me that because of slavery, hundreds of years ago, he wants money and shit. He wants reparations, and it's like, dude, Jews were treated a hell of a lot fucking worse than black people much more recently, and you don't see them asking for reparations and shit like that. So what does this have to do with what I'm talking about? Well, that's the mindset. That's how a huge group of people look at the world. That's how they interact with the world. They're not here to do a job. They're not here to get things done. They're not here to overcome obstacles. They're not here to overcome the weaknesses within their own personality. No, they're here to find fault with you as a man. They're here to find fault with the job that's getting done. Now, let me tell you what we've got to do, what you've got to do, okay? You've got to take care of yourself. You've got to build yourself up. You've got to provide a decent life for yourself. You can't let yourself be distracted by all this bullshit. You can't lose focus. You have to find a plan to build your life up, to build yourself up. And that means building up your ego as well. You don't have to completely shed the entire ego. There's aspects of the ego that you want to keep, they support you. It's not, we'll get into that. You want to build yourself up, okay? You want to protect yourself. You want to make yourself strong. You want to secure your future. The only way to do that is by facing things as they are, dealing with your problems, both internally, like your personality problems, things that are driving your behavior and messing up your behavior that you may not be completely aware of, and of course the external things, taking care of the daily, day-to-day chores so that you don't have to worry about those things. You can stay focused on this larger job. Now, contrast that with the blue pill simpering mindset, with the politician who doesn't want to take any chances because he knows that if he does, he might offend one group or another, and that he's much safer to just wait for another politician to take a chance and then to find fault with that and to demonize that and to use identity politics, to use grievance class politics, to use victim status as a means to curry favor with larger groups. This is a female way. See what I'm getting at? That there's these two ways of getting by in the world. One, by making friends and alliances and gossiping and talking about people and finding fault with people and promoting yourself. And another, by doing serious, hard work and overcoming obstacles in reality and overcoming obstacles within yourself so that you can be more efficient, more capable of providing for yourself, of providing a good future for yourself. So what I'm suggesting is that if you'll do that, not only will you save your world, but you will save the world, because that's the only way that the world gets built. That is the basis of the world around us. And that these people, these feminists, globalists, leftists, grievance class of people, people who want to live on welfare, a dependent class of people, people who want to be dependent, well, who want to be taken care of their whole life. This is not the way of life. This is not the way of progress. This is not the way of humanity. This is not the basis of progress. The basis of progress is enlightened self-interest. And to those of you who completely understand this, no explanation is needed. You take care of yourself and you save the world. But I feel that there is a large population of men, especially men, that are raised to think and get along in a female world. And there's no shame in this, because this is the world that we're raised in. And it's easier. And as a young person, of course, that's the way you're going to go. But then depending on the difficulty within life, say a young man doesn't have anybody to look after him or to take care of him, he's going to have to get a job very early. He's going to have to deal with harsh realities very early. And there's some valuable lessons in there too, right? So that's what I'm suggesting. That by facing these difficult truths concerning the nature of reality, the nature of responsibility, the nature of women, that is the only way for you as a man or as a self-respecting human being to overcome the obstacles in your life, to overcome the obstacles within yourself, to move forward and to build a better future for yourself. Or you could find fault with others. You could blame others for the situation in your life. And I think that this is what feminists, what simps, what men who worship women, who are essentially simply slaves to their own biology. Let's boil that down. They don't worship women. They're just slaves to their own biology. So don't let that shame you. You know, you need to overcome your own biology. Now, it's a wonderful thing. Right? You're not fighting this. You're harnessing this. You're working with it. You're harnessing it like a big, powerful horse, you know, or a big, strong engine. You're not shutting it down. You're not locking it up, you know, but you are harnessing the energy. You are controlling the energy. It's like a fire, you know, it's like a furnace. So you can use it like a furnace. You could use it to, you know, drive your engines. Or that fire could simply burn through you and consume you and overwhelm you and make you emotional. See, I fell into a bit of a trap on my last video, you know, trying to address this issue to the people who, you know, according to your Dunning-Kruger effect, are essentially just too stupid to understand that personal responsibility is the answer here, not something that happened to your ancestors 400 years ago. And it's the same mindset, you know. And as an individual, man or woman, your best bet is to become a strong individual and to find a way to secure your own future independent of others. And enlightened self-interest, you know, doing what's best for you, truly what's best for you, right? Some of you hear that and you're thinking, well, what's best for me is to eat and to sleep and to drink and to, you know, not have to do anything. It's like, no, that's not good for you. That'll destroy you. You might want to do that. You might find that enjoyable. You might feel like doing it based on the difficulty, you know, of the circumstances that you're in, or the desperation, and, you know, and the conflict and the lack of understanding that you're feeling, you know, like self-destructiveness. You might feel like doing it, but it's not the best thing for you. Now, there might be some expression of those emotions that would be very good for you and some understanding of, you know, why you feel that way that would be very good for you. So that's what I'm suggesting, is that people take care of themselves. And that if everybody does that, then nobody has to take care of anybody else. And there's no need for welfare and insurance and laws, or at least not, you know, extensive laws and regulations and programs and people finding fault, but not actually doing anything. See, the people, they're not even doing anything in their own lives. They're not taking care of themselves. And you can see this in their behavior. It's not strong. It's not decisive. It's not confident. It's like a government program. It's crippling. It gives people what they want in the moment, but it doesn't create the character and the strength and the qualities within the individual that they need in order to be independent and move forward in life. It makes dependence of people. So you need to overcome. And women have a really hard time with this because they're just geared towards, wanting more stuff and working less and using emotions and manipulation to get that. Okay? And the problem is when men start acting like that too. And that's what we've got. Now, is this their nature? Have they fallen into this trap? I think given the choice, I think a man would rather work for himself and provide for himself. Most men, but not all men. And what I'm suggesting is it's that female mindset that has invaded the mind of the man, right? I don't owe you anything. It doesn't matter what happened to your ancestors. It doesn't matter what you're imagining. I don't owe you anything. Nobody in the world owes you anything. And some of you are hearing that and you can't accept it. You don't understand what I'm saying. You think I'm saying nobody in the world owes you anything. That's not really what I'm saying. I'm saying that your expectation of people owing you things is stopping you from doing the things that you need to do to be a strong individual. Stop it. Stop looking for a free handout. Stop looking for an excuse. That's the female mindset. That's the whore mindset. That's the bitch mindset. That's bitch brain. That's the blue pill mindset. That's the man who's following his instincts. And I'm saying that if you can recognize what's driving you, the biology and the psychology, that you can remove yourself largely from it and not be trapped by it and not be enslaved by it. And the future belongs to MGTOW. There is a way forward in life. If you hustle every day in every way, you can have a good life. And if you don't, you might get lucky. But I want something more than luck determining the future of good men. I want their will, their efforts. You see, it's the lack of opportunities that we're facing. That's what's being shut, that's what's being taken away from us. That's what we're losing. So the men need to develop the character to make those opportunities for themselves. That's what I'm talking about. Check out my other videos, right? I have a lot of videos and I do regular content, so I want you guys to subscribe and to share the videos. I do live podcasts, so turn on the notifications, and I don't give out a whole lot of notification for it. So, click on the bell, turn on the notifications, click on subscribe. Click on subscribe first, then click on the bell for notifications. And that way, when I just do live podcasts, you'll be notified. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for now. Let me know what you think about this subject in the comments section below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, donate, and join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.